warm welcome to all. I'm Haripriya, Assistant Professor, Department of Costume Design and Fashion. So this is a lecture video. In this video, we are going to see what is feeding mechanisms. So which is mainly in feed mechanism, it is mainly concentrated on sewing machines. So the feed mechanisms move the fabric past the needle to ensure the consistent stitch length and smooth, accurate joints. From basic system to specialized industrial solutions, these mechanisms handle different fabric weights and construction challenges. So mainly this feed mechanism is concentrating on the handling on the fabric in the system, fabric in the machines, so that it was mainly concentrating on the procedure, how we are going to stitch and what are all the main steps used to construct a proper garment. So in sewing machines, this feed mechanism, it is a main concept. So next, drop feed. It is how it works. The most common and simplest mechanism consists of three parts: presser foot, throat plate and feed dog. In a sewing machine, there are main three parts are there. It is the first part is the presser foot, which is holding the fabric. Throat plate, which is being placed between the bobbin case and the needle, and the feed dog which is mainly used to, it is a tooth sharp material which is moving up and down to make the fabric moving backwards while we start stitching. So the feed dog toothed surface rises through the throat plate, engages the bottom fabric and move it forwards in an elliptical motion which needs the needle it out. So if it is moving, the needle will be get inside and it get it back, so it is moving in an elliptical form. So this is the main concept of drop feed. The next one is differential feed. The differential feed is an independent control. So divided feed dog, the two separate sections front and back with independent adjustable strokes. So it will be used for adjusting the things. Next is gathering function. Front section sets to longer stroke, gathers up lower ply into top ply. So this is the concept of this. And the next one is stretch control. Can stretch the bottom ply slightly to overcome the puckering from presser foot resistance. So this is the main control we used while you be stitching. Next one is needle feed, precisions through the pivoting. So the innovation, the needle itself moves forward and backward while inside the fabric acting as a pivotal point. So the needle will be moving front and back to make the movement while we stitch. The advantages is holds the fabric piles together during the feeding, preventing from the slipping against one another. So if we use somewhat slight materials, it lead to some issues. So we can avoid those things by doing this one. So the next is compound feed. Perfect synchronization combines the needle feed with standard drop feed, moving it exact synchronizing to transport the fabric. The ideal application is quilting through the multiple layers. Mainly we used in quilting purpose. Quilting is used in the cushions, seat covers, like heavy fabrics with somewhat stuffings. So it is mainly concentrated on this one. Next one is heavy fabric and uh, wadding. So we concentrate on heavy fabrics like denim fabric. Next is bulk sewing suitables. So if we using bulk materials for stitching, it is mainly concentrated. The compound feed concentrated on those sections. Highly effective where standard drop feed struggles with heavy materials. So unison feed, that is the total control. The needle feed provides the pivot control through fabric layers. Walking foot, positive top feed grips upper fabric layer and the bottom feed standard feed dog moves lower layer. So those are main concentration of the total control of the feeding. So essential for problem materials with a slippery or a tacky surface like leather or plastics, achieving some seam joining or edge binding without any plies stiffs. So the next one is puller feed, auxiliary assistance. Two rollers positioned immediately behind the main feed system. Supplementary pull experts the pulling motions on a fabric leaves needle area. Precision delivery prevents the seam twisting and assists elastic materials, particularly useful in multi-needle operations like attacking waistbands. So while we use attaching the waistbands, we use this type of puller feed, which is mainly it is pulling one. So if we use the puller feed for those elastic or somewhat stitching, if we pull and stitch, it will be mainly used for this type. Next one is understanding the feed mechanism. Imagining moving a heavy rug with the front, drop feed is like one person pulling the bottom while the top drags against the table. Unison feed is like both people grabbing the rug simultaneously and moving it perfect sync, ensuring the top and bottom arrives together without wrinkles. So the main concept is you have to apply equal force on every places. It is the main concept. Next one is choosing the right feed system. We have to choose the feed system based on basic fabrics, heavy materials and problem materials, so which is mainly concentrated. If we use basic fabric, we can use with the drop feed or a different feed for standard materials and knits. Heavy fabrics, we have to go with compound feed, and if we using slippery or a somewhat smooth surface material, we have to go with unison feed. It is the main concept of this. Thank you.